a 16-point lead in a loss at home against the Toronto Raptors. Why can't the Bulls close out games? What went into the loss? We're going to talk about it all and more. But first, got to play that intro, though.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
Another Bulls game, another letdown. Unfortunately, as we've talked about, every time the Bulls start sniffing or thinking they're going to get close to 500, the Bulls utterly, completely wet the bed. This was a game in which the Bulls had a 16-point lead. They end up losing the third quarter by 11 points and then the fourth quarter by 10 points. The Bulls end up losing this game overall by 11 points. Unfortunately, we just did not have enough. And this wasn't even one of those games where we weren't close in three-point shooting. They made 14. We made 11. The Bulls just didn't execute. I said that at the halftime hangout, that this is a Toronto Raptors team that does make halftime adjustments. And Billy Donovan just did not adjust to those adjustments at all. And it was evident. The Bulls, who were winning points in the paint, ended up losing points in the paint by 2 points. It's unfortunate that the Bulls couldn't capitalize. They won the first half by 8 points in the paint. They had an 8-point lead at points in the paint in the first half. They end up losing in the second half by 10 points in the paint. And so it's things like that that just hurt this Bulls team when they're trying to win against teams. And I know the Toronto Raptors were missing a lot of players. We are too. Dalen Terrian's going down with the twisted ankle. He's probably not going to play in tomorrow's game. Does that mean an earn a lot? But the team signing, we'll see. But at the end of the day, the Bulls they didn't execute well enough in this game. They already had 11 turnovers in the first half. They did get that down, only 6 in the second half. Ended with 17. We did win the turnover battle. But when you get second chance points, the Toronto Raptors had 19. There are only 7 second chance points overall in the game. The Chicago Bulls only had 7 second chance points in total in the game. Bench points, they outscored us 30-23. Fast break points, we won that 20-17, but that didn't really make a big difference. This Bulls team just didn't execute well enough down the stretch. And it's something that I say all too often with this Bulls team. They do not know how to close games. That's partially on the players. That's partially on the coaching staff. This coaching staff doesn't make adjustments. They suck at it. They suck. And so, when you have Gary Trent Jr. who goes off on you for 24 points, like what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Gary Trent Jr. is the one that killed us today. 17 points. Noir off the bench, 17 points as well. You get Schroeder with 16. Scotty Barnes has an ineffective night. We forced Scotty Barnes to go 4-14 from the field, 0-3 from three-point range. That's what you want. But it wasn't enough. He has 13 points. Bruce Brown has 19. Thaddeus Young has 16. When you play like that, listen, you play dumb defense, you get dumbass losses. I don't know what to say. DeMar DeRozan, he had overall 25 points in this game. He really did try, and it seemed like, and Stacey King talked about this on the broadcast, it really seemed like the Bulls were hoping DeMar DeRozan was going to bail them out. And he tried his best. I can't even knock. He went 4 of 7 in the fourth quarter, 13 points alone in the fourth quarter. Keep in mind, the Bulls only scored 18 total points in the fourth quarter of this game. 13 of those came from DeMar, Darnell, DeRozan. That's it. Like, if it wasn't for DeRozan, we would have lost this game by 20 points. And so, listen, when people start crapping on DeMar, say that DeMar's a ball hog and things like that, I want you to go back and pay attention to the last 2 games, the last 2 losses specifically. If it's not for DeMar being able to step up in the fourth quarter, getting to the free throw line 7 times in that fourth quarter, the Bulls offense would have been dog shit. And it was damn near dog shit the whole goddamn game anyway. It's just not enough. And that is the problem when you have young players that don't know how to close out games. We don't know how to do that. And as long as we don't know how to do that, we're going to have losses like this frequently. That's what's going to happen. When you look at the Bulls' overall score, and Ayo Dosunmu with 21 points, he goes 8 of 11, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block from Ayo Dosunmu. He now pushes his streak to 6 games in a row with at least 1 block. Alex Caruso with 11 points. You then get Coby White, 5 of 10 from the field, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 13 points from him. Vooch with 14 and 9. I already went over DeRozan. Andre Drummond had only 14 minutes in this game. He scored 7 points. Julian Phillips doesn't score a point in the second half. He still gets minutes, ends up the game with 20 minutes. Javon Carter with 13 minutes. God damn it. Dalen Terry going down means we're going to see a lot of goddamn Javon Carter. Shit. That ball-headed hoe. Anyway, but that's the game in a nutshell when it comes down to it, Bulls fans. Our team didn't play well enough. They didn't execute well enough. They didn't deserve to win this game. And that's just what it boils down to. The Bulls did not execute well enough to be in a position to win this basketball game, and DeMar was not enough. And it's unfortunate that the Bulls play like absolute donkey water, and not even dog water. It was donkey water, donkey ass water, as a matter of fact. It was ball cheeks out there tonight, and the Bulls just did not play well enough, man. And it's unfortunate because this was a game that the Bulls could have won, especially on their home court. Now they go back on the road. We'll see how they do in that case, but man, that's tough. That's tough. Benji says doo-doo. Absolutely. I completely agree with you, Benji. You didn't even need that many words. Amir says, if the Bulls are up by the first half, expect them to lose the game. Good Lord. I mean, yeah, listen, that's one of the most frustrating things by the Chicago Bulls team. Anthony Vargas, the Bulls played trash. Bulls way miss in the third. We could not stop them. We couldn't do shit. We could not do shit at all. Bathor Payne, Toronto ramped up the defense, and the next man up ain't do shit at all. At all. Gianni says, we lost this game because Vooch, he was the only center out there and he did nothing. No, we did not. That's an oversimplification. I implore you to actually watch the game. We didn't just lose this game because of Vooch. Now, I will say, Vooch played like ass. This isn't a defense of Nikola Vucevic's play at all. And I'm sorry, I know you guys don't like giving critiques towards Andre Drummond. Drum played like absolute cheeks as well. I'm sorry, he was uncontrolled out there. He wasn't aggressive either in this time. Yeah, he went 3 or 4 from the field, but it just, listen, this Bulls team as a whole does not know how to take advantage of mismatches with big men. And then on top of that, how often do we talk about the Billy Donovan playing small ball? The Toronto Raptors go small, and Billy Donovan's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. They went small. Motherfucker, you are the king of small ball. The king of it. And you don't know what the fuck to do? See, this is the problem with Billy Donovan's lineups and rotations. How you a coach that one of the critiques around you is you constantly go small, the team goes small, and they outwork you at what you do best. What are we talking about? Listen, I've been very good this season. I think since my meltdown when I blew up on Jerry Reinsdorf of not really going off on this Bulls team. I've been very good about that, but it's really starting to get to a point to where when you have to look a team in their eyes and ask, what the fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? At what point don't you want it? And like, how much is it that other teams are going to want it? And you sit there and look like an asshole. How often is that going to happen? How often do we keep accepting piss poor ass effort from a team that shows and flashes hard? So we know it's in there. What the fuck? It was piss poor. Tell me how it is that our center had 12 points in the first half and ended up only having 2 points in the second half. He's only 7 further in the game besides 7-footer in the game. Pick up your bottom lip, Shay. Andre Drummond, listen, I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. Vooch is useless, and I'm not a Billy Donovan hater, but this is absolute fireable game. But it's not going to happen, and the Bulls can't win when Mark Schwansky announces, hey, that's actually, I would go back to look at it, man. But listen, it's like I said, it's not even just that. This team is just, we don't fight for wins. We are a team that if the other team fights hard for it, the Bulls are going to get outworked every time. Unless Coby White's rocking and rolling and hot from the field. Like, it's a bunch of disappointment. We have a bunch of players that in the moment of the fourth quarter, and that's why the people who are DeMar DeRozan supporters are like, you really want to send DeMar DeRozan away from this team? This is why they have a leg to stand on. Nobody else on this Bulls roster wants to step up in crunch time other than Coby White. And they were keying in on Coby this whole game. It's bad, bro. It's terrible. Terrible effort. It just sucks, man. It sucks when your team just doesn't give that consistent effort and just gets outworked. That's really what it comes down to. And, I would love to be able to get a stat and a measurable thing out there, but it's more than something measurable. It's just this team doesn't fight. It doesn't usually. We have times of doing it, but consistently, no. And that's why this team is always going to struggle until they learn how to adapt and fight. Period. Love Coby, but he needed to play more aggressive. He's one of our top scorers. Listen, you're not always going to be able to score. He's a point guard too, and at times when you can't score, you're going to have to know how to get it up. You're going to have to know how to get up. Didn't watch the game yet. Don't even know if I should. Don't even worry about it, bro. We sucked. That's what you sucked. You sucked. Listen, this is the thing that I got to make sure everybody understands. In asking somebody to sell the team, are you ready for the Bulls to leave Chicago? That's all I'm going to say to you. The Bulls will not stay in Chicago long term if we sell the team ever. It's just not going to happen. They're going to finish out their contract that they split the UC in, and then the Bulls are probably going to move whenever that is. Do not be surprised if the Bulls were to sell, that the Bulls eventually move. Do you want to lose the Bulls? This isn't just about ownership. This is about a front office that hasn't made good decisions. That's the bigger part here, not ownership. Ownership has its place, don't get me wrong. But it comes down to ownership has its place with not wanting to fire coaches, not wanting to fire GMs. But the day-to-day basketball operations, that's more than that. That is way more than that. And so selling the team isn't going to fix shit if you keep idiots in your front office. It's just not. It's just not. It's just this team sucks ass. So, yes, Tony. Yes. So stop acting like a bald-headed hoe. You acting like a nagging ass woman right now. Yes, the Bulls still have been playing better basketball without Zach. Again, they still are a team with their struggles. Two things can be true at the same time. So don't know what you're talking about on that one, bro. Billy is clueless. This team will play worse after the All-Star break. Mark my words. I mean, hey, we'll see. We'll see. Depends on what happens at the All-Star break, man. The bottom line is the Bulls stinks. Everybody and their mama know Billy will go with DeMar. With a favorable schedule, you think they would want to make up some ground since Miami or Orlando are falling fast. I mean, it's not that simple. It's not like teams are going to roll over for the Bulls, but here's the thing. Yeah, everybody knows that DeMar is Billy Donovan's favorite weapon, right? We all know that. Everybody knows that that's what DeMar DeRozan is, and it makes it difficult to game plan. But again, like I said, in this case, nobody else stepped up either. Nobody else stepped up. Bro, I hate this team. Why can't they get their shit together? We should not have lost a bunch of these recent games. Defend the damn three-point line. I mean, listen, the Lakers game, they were just unconscious from three. But it's crazy how often it's the thing with the Bulls just not being able to stop the team from getting hot from three-point range. It's so consistent. When I saw Julian P making 9 points in the first half, I knew it would be his golden night. It would not be his golden night. What? But I mean, listen. Somebody said that Julian Phillips wasn't going to play a lot in the second half because it's Billy Donovan reasons, and it is what it is. There, man. It is what it is. We shouldn't have a 34-year-old that hasn't won any. Come on, bro. It takes a team to win something, and DeMar has been exactly what the Bulls signed him to be. Exactly what he's been here. Turnovers killed us. Yeah, it did, but we limited the turnovers in the second half. So don't get me wrong. The turnovers were definitely major in this game, but it's still more than that. It's still more than that. Jose's in the building and says, I'm tired of this team. I'm tired of Billy. Don't know why we expect anything different from a sub 500 play at this point. The definition of insanity, and Acme will do nothing yet again. Man. Maybe situations like this wake them up. Maybe. Coby has to demand the ball, though. He's a point guard. He makes things happen for the team and himself. Coby only got 10 shots and didn't touch the ball till the 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. Billy kept him on the bench too long. Well, again, it's not just about shots, though. It's about being a point guard. Now, I do agree that you want the ball in Coby's hands for him to make that decision. But with the way the Toronto Raptors were playing against him on defense, I still don't think that it would have happened with too much success. Right? I think you would have had to actually draw up some offense, which Billy Donovan is allergic to drawing up some offense. I love this team. They make me realize things could be worse in life. That is hilarious. That's funny. So glad we won the Blazers game because we could have been looking at a crazy losing streak by the end of this week. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. Listen, I'm coming in late, and first thing I hear is Vooch play like ass. He did. That's what I say. Not any defense over. Not any defense over Nikola Vucevic's play. It wasn't just Vooch that caused it, but Vooch played like ass. Vooch played like absolute cheeks out there tonight. Absolute cheeks. You haven't lost it since the start of the year. You're showing more heart than half the Bulls. I mean, listen, the thing is with this team, it comes down to just this, man. I'm very level-headed in my analysis, and I really because I know basketball, right? And know it, and I understand why certain things happen. But there are things that you can't quantify by a stat. And the lack of heart is not something that you can quantify by a stat. Yeah, we can look at rebounds, we can look at turnovers, we can look at fighting for the 50-50 balls, but it's more than even just that, because when you see this team and in the fourth quarter, everybody's looking like the little brother that's getting beat up at the playground and you're just waiting for your big brother to show up. You just know, hey, big bro gonna show up and wreck fucking shop. And your big brother somewhere at his girlfriend's house getting blowing her back out and he ain't even thinking about you. And you're just like, damn, I done got my ass whipped. Where's my big brother at? You got to stand up for yourself at some point. You got to stand up for yourself at some point. You just got to. And as long as the Bulls keep playing it with this way and don't have that heart, it's going to continue to suck, man. It's going to continue to suck. I've never seen Vooch fight for a rebound. He shouldn't this season. Effortless is no Vooch. Vooch fights for rebounds. Come on, like that's if you've never seen Vooch fight for a rebound this season, you haven't watched that many games. Vooch fights for rebounds. He played like ass tonight, but Vooch fights for rebounds. Man, what the fuck? I guess the only positive is Julian Phillips looked good again, but damn, this team will make you go crazy. It shouldn't. Like, this team is going to be inconsistent. And the fact of the matter is we have a young player in Coby White who is in the middle of his ascension, and you got to give him credit for that. But he's still a player that's still learning in the moments how to take over. He's still learning how to adapt. This is the first season of his NBA career where teams are game planning their defensive plan around how to stop or slow him down. So the fact that he didn't have the slow ascension, right? Some players, they have that slow ascension where it's like 12 points, 16 points, 18 points, 21 points per game, 22 points per game, whatever it is, right? Coby went from being a bench player, averaging 8 points per game, to being one of the biggest aspects of the Chicago Bulls offense. But defenses don't take that long to adjust to that. Once they have some tape on you, they understand, all right, this is where he likes to get the ball. If we hedge on him here, we can kind of force him into an uncomfortable situation. And so the next step of Coby White's development is going to be, how do you learn now how to still be effective when defenses are keying in on stopping what you do best? And so as long as that transition is going to be a little bit rough for Coby, we're going to have a lot of rough moments, specifically in second halves of games. And so it's not all on Coby. I'm not blaming Coby for that. It's part of the game of basketball. It's how things happen. But once he kind of adapts to that, we'll see a little bit more consistency. But it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. Being a Bulls fan is like being in a toxic relationship. I've been saying that for years, bro. The Chicago Bulls don't love us back. That's just it. They don't love us back. Albert says outcoached, absolutely outcoached and outworked. Outcoached, we definitely got outcoached in this game as well. Gianni says, Haize, I got to appreciate the daily grind, but man, I wish we first got Vooch, and in my opinion, was our best player. I mean, listen, when we first got Vooch, Vooch was one of the most consistent Bulls last season. This season, not so much, right? And Vooch, when you sign a big man that's over 30 to a longer-term contract, you have to expect that that's going to happen. Now, unfortunately, it's a combination of all things happening at once. His three ball isn't falling. He's not giving great effort. He already wasn't jumping very often. So then how do you support that by fixing what's around Nikola Vucevic? We haven't done that at a great rate either. So Vooch there's going to be games where Vooch looks really good. There's going to be games where Vooch looks absolutely like dog shit. And the fact of the matter is, nobody's going to take Vooch right now. He's going to be on that contract at least until expiring and on the Chicago Bulls more than likely. And so the thing that the Bulls have to look at now is what do we do to put ourselves in a better situation with either depth, growth, whatever it is at that center position. And we'll see what they do. Again, I don't know if it's going to happen this video, but we'll see what they do. Like you said in your video this morning, Vooch needs to stop shooting threes. Stacey was saying it all game. Just go be a big man. And this is the point where I need Vooch. I wish he was a more vocal person, or we had a stronger kind of half court point guard. But again, that's not to say I don't want Coby. Kobe's great where he is. He may grow that. But you remember when Pat Bev and Vooch got into it a game last season, and Pat Bev was literally like, "You're supposed to be here," and Vooch kind of jaw jack back at him, but the next play, guess where Vooch was? Exactly where Patrick Beverley wanted him to be. So I wish Vooch had more of the mindset of, listen, DeMar, I understand you need to start your offense the same place I start my offense, but this quarter's mine. I need you to go not sit on the perimeter, but I need you to get out my way and be a big man. Vooch right now is settling too much for outside mid-range shots. He's really good on post and dives, but he doesn't do that consistently. And you have to yell when a timeout or a loose ball, whatever's called, and they don't catch you on a mismatch, get in their ear, say, hey, listen, Cole, you've been playing great for us. I love you. You missed me on this mismatch. I need to call for the ball more, but you missed me on this mismatch. Coby then could look at him and say, hey, Vooch, cool, I got you on the next mismatch, but here's what I need you to do. Don't pass it back out when you have a guard on you, you dumb fucking Sasquatch-ass bastard. I'm going to pass it to you. If I get the ball into you, I need you to take it to the rim when you got a fucking 6'3" point guard on you and not pass it back out to me 2 seconds later, you big fuck. That's what I need the conversation to be in respect between these players. Because until somebody stands up and speaks and advocates for themselves, we're just going to keep flailing our arms around and hoping something fucking shakes. So, that's my opinion on it. Like I said, been really trying not to blow up, been trying not to have a meltdown. I fucking hate this team. I love this team, but I hate this team. Man, they out here playing like they the only one. They'll have only one titty. The Chicago Bulls, one titty aunties. That's crazy. That's crazy. Damn, we came out in the second half like we were still in Portland. What the fuck is wrong? It's a mixture between effort and coaching, a mixture between the two. And the coaching staff, absolutely, they get a big L today too. They sucked. They suck. Noir nearly ended Dalen's Terry career. Hey, man, listen, I hope Dalen has a speedy recovery. I really hope he does. You think the Bucks will give us a refund for Javon Carter? Hell no. They're probably like, haha. Only really positive is Julian looking more confident in this game. Other than that, let's move on, boys. Let's go ahead and pack it up. Let's pack it up. Other aspect that I see lacking on Vooch is the low offensive rebounds. It's the second chance of scoring. He shouldn't be that shouldn't be overlooked. Well, the thing is, Vooch has never been a great offensive rebounder. And there's not a lot of great offensive rebounders in the league. Like when you look at some of the best rebounders in the game of basketball, they usually get most of their rebounds defensively. But that's why, like Andre Drummond, even though a lot of those are on his own miss, that's why he is special in what he does and why he's so effective in getting boards is because he's good on defensive and offensive boards. So, not to throw Vooch Bell per se, but a player is who they are. Right. And when you look at Vooch right now, he's averaging 2.6 offensive rebounds per game. And that would be good enough for the fourth highest and third highest in his career, because number 2 was tied for 2 years. So technically he's offensively rebounding at a higher rate than what he's done most of his career, but it's you still got opportunities out there, right? So I love this team so much that I hate it. That's crazy, but I definitely understand. Definitely understand. The last field goal was DeMar's dunk. Pitiful. I mean, don't disagree with you there. Nikola has his hands up, standing around on defense sometimes like he's at a rave. Just need the strobe lights. First of all, Nikola Vucevic at a rave is crazy imagery. Crazy imagery. That's wild. If somebody can Photoshop that, where's Quentin when you need him? If somebody can Photoshop that. Jay Lee says we need to stop recycling old head coaches, get some fresh blood with new schemes. Well, the thing is, there's not going to be new schemes. All the schemes are the same. Now, how they could probably be new for the Bulls and how they mix up their, but we haven't had an innovative offense really since the Golden State Warriors initially, and that's a modified triangle within itself. So, but I think ultimately, and I've said this for a long time, if when the Bulls ever do move on from Billy Donovan, I don't want to see them go out and sign another big name head coach. I want them to really do their research and find a guy who can be the next great coach. I don't want them to just recycle the next another name. I don't want them to do it. Totally agree on Vooch. Too on my comment. Well said, Haize. I'm in the same boat. I love this team and hate it, LOL. But I'm hoping for a bounce back tomorrow in Charlotte. Listen, you better goddamn do it. Like you better win against the Charlotte goddamn Hornets. Like the Bulls lose against the Hornets. Be prepared. You think this post game show is lively? I'm going the absolute fuck off. This 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and the Bulls losing the teams they should beat. That's hilarious, actually. This team's just not it. The Vooch DeMar fit is blankly awful together. Doesn't work. Break it up. Billy doesn't know how to mesh those talents. It's been 3 fucking years. I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, you got to stop running into the same wall. Right now, the same wall that this front office keeps running into is their reluctance to move off part of the core 3. Just one. Look, let's start off with just one. What did Batman say to Barry in the terrible Justice League movie, the Josh Whedon version? Just save one. Just trade one. That's it. Like, just walk into AK's office and just be like, just trade one. Let's just start there. Just trade one. Trade one of the mid 3, and let's see where it takes us from there. Just trade one. Let's start there. And then maybe, just maybe, they'll realize, hey, I can actually come off some of these players. Maybe that's what it is. We need to upgrade our trainers and medical staff. Why are they so injury prone? Listen, the injuries that the Bulls have, there's no staff that's going to change that. Like, all jokes aside, the injuries that are affecting the Bulls are injuries that are so crazy and rare that it's not going to be anything that a medical staff at an NBA level could stop. Speaking of the next head coach, I hope it's Kenny Atkinson. What? No, I'm good on Kenny Atkinson. Like, no, like, come on. We don't need Kenny Atkinson as the next head coach. Like, listen, first of all, Kenny Atkinson looks like somebody tried to draw Vinny Del Negro from memory. That's what he looks like. I don't want to do that because I already have jokes for Billy Donovan every single day. Please no, Kenny Atkinson. I'm good on that. Please no. I don't want that in my life. I'm trying to be reformed. I'm trying not to talk jokes about people anymore. If you hire Kenny Atkinson, the jokes write themselves, and I will be flaming him. I will be flaming him. Vooch is taller than most people in the world, and he's good enough to play in the NBA. I'm good on Vooch. That's funny. Deanna Marie says, "Gotta be." Hey, I don't know if you saw my comment. I told you on shoe duty. You on kicks duty. You need to talk to P. Will, get in his ear, and get him on the path to get the right shoes. You ain't got to buy him; he's a millionaire. But get him the right shoes. That's your job now. You're on kick duty. I can't stand watching Javon pump fake like 30 times whenever he touches the ball, and the passer taking contested shot. Hate is a strong word, but I think that I actually hate this man. Listen, Javon Carter got to go. And like, Javon Carter sucks. Like, it is what it is. Vooch, I already read that one. Melvin in the building says, to your point about Vooch is why it's all on coaching, because this team lacks a discipline, especially on the next half. I can tell Billy is not that vocal or doesn't. Is there another one? Just stop there. Just stop there. All right, exactly. One effing change to get more offensive flow. This is first grade coaching. Like, how the F doesn't the front office figure that much out? Listen, Melvin, I have no idea, bro. None. I wish I can give you an answer. I have no effing idea, bro. None. That's a no from Kenny Atkinson too. Yeah, I'm good on that. Like, we don't need fake Pat Riley on our sidelines. I'm good on that. JDH, now I know you heard me say, go find the next great head coach. Why is everybody just mentioning names that have already been recycled around? No. Javon Carter's ball cheeks. Absolutely. Listen, Stop getting players that played for Wisconsin teams. Just stop it. And yes, unless it's Giannis Antetokounmpo or Bobby Portis, we don't want him. We don't want him. If you just played on a team in Wisconsin, we don't want you for the Bears. We don't want you for the Bulls. Stay your goddamn asses in Milwaukee or go to Cleveland. That's your option. We don't want you here in Chicago no more. He left this game in Milwaukee. That's crazy. That's crazy. Stop hiring ball-headed hoes. Stop doing that too. Frustrating as shit. The team is hamstrung from the injuries. We spend too much on injured players. It's kind of amazing. We are in ninth. Hey, the East right now. I heard that more important than the player's shoes is the insole. That's really interesting. You know what? That is really interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard that before, but as soon as I read that, that makes a lot of sense. Your coach ain't the problem. No, he's part of the problem. There's no one thing that's the problem. And if you don't think coaching's part of the problem, I got to implore you to actually watch more basketball, Bulls basketball specifically. Billy Donovan is absolutely part of the problem. Absolutely part of the problem. Hooping in low tops is just crazy to me. Hey, listen, these young cats do that, though. Other teams with as many injuries as the Bulls are playing guys way deep on the bench and even guys from the G League, yet we barely play those guys. I mean, that is another fault of Billy Donovan, right? He does not like to give guys, well, let me not say he doesn't like to give guys chances, but he's very reluctant to go into the G League players. Like, we don't typically play our two-way players or G League players. We don't really play those guys a whole hell of a lot. And if we do, it's usually garbage time. Whereas you do see some coaches give guys shots, right? You see teams give guys 10-day contract shots, and then they end up staying on the team the rest of the year. The Bulls really don't do that. Now, I don't know what Billy Donovan's mindset is behind that. I'm sure he has some long, drawn-out reason that's probably written on a scroll of gum of why he doesn't do that. But, it is what it is there. Our squad needs a Dr. Scholl sponsor. That's funny. I don't many players keep the insoles that come with the shoes. I always see pics of KD changing insoles. Yeah, well, that probably makes sense because I can't imagine them playing on regular insoles like we walk around on. I just can't imagine that. While that many of us were excited for what Javon was going to bring to this team, left talents in Milwaukee. He was in for half the fourth for the fucking what? Billy's coaching is so frustrating. Well, that's because Dalen Terry went down. Like, who else are you going to put in? Like, all jokes aside, I get it, and I understand your frustration there with him staying in that game, but it's like, what really else was he going to do? Right? Terry Taylor sucks as well. He's no better than Javon Carter. You going to play Terry Taylor? Ernalot Bateem, Adama Sanogo, Henry Drell, those are all G League guys. We talked about it. Billy Donovan looks at those guys and be like, hey, thank you for showing up. Here's your game check. And that's really it. That's really it. On the bright side, Io has been balling lately. Good to see him get closer to that rookie season he had. Yeah, I mean, Io's been really playing well. Really, really playing well. Haize, me and you can play together. We can't be any worse than Javon Carter. Facts. Absolutely. Gum scroll is wild. I'm telling you, like, it's etched in a scroll of bubblegum. Billy Bubblegum Moses Donovan. That's what it is. How did y'all let us win? How did you let us win? First of all, you're using the Avi of Scooby-Doo, and I can tell right now that you're remedial as fuck. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to take your mental divergent ass, stop trying to bring your whack ass jokes, take it, go to your one-tittied ass mama, and say, hey, mama, listen, the black guy in the TV just cursed me out. Come get her, and I'm going to smack your mama for you. That's what you can do right now. That's what you can do, Scooby fucking do. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. How about how did you let us win? Bitch, go watch the game of basketball. That's what you can do. It's not just the injuries, it's the combo of expensive injured players on the team, which won't go into the luxury tax. So we're feeling a lot of our squad with vet minimum players are close to it. That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's see. JDH laughing. God damn, the hostility. There's no hostility. It's just listen. Don't come here trying to talk shit. Frustrating as fuck. Can't keep a lead, and worse, can't play as a team. That's absolutely, especially when things get tough. Do you think it's more on the players or the coaching staff that they don't look ready to go for these games against sub 500 teams? It's a mix of both. It's absolutely a mix of both. I'm not going to blame it just on coaching. I'm not going to blame it just on the players. It's a combination of all of that because here's what I'll tell you. Even if the players came into this game with the wrong mindset, let's say that they did get down on themselves. A good head coach with a solid game plan that players trust and that executes is going to build up that confidence. Let's flip it around as well. Let's say the coach didn't necessarily have the strongest game plan. Heart and fight and execution from your players can make a so-so game plan look even better if you execute it and you have that grit. So it's a combination of both things to me. Combination of both things. The players aren't ready for the moment, and coaching isn't either, apparently. Javon Carter is a disappointment. I like the signing at first, but now not so much. Listen, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I forgot to add the rest of my sentence, but to your point, it has to be coaching at this point. This team lacks good discipline and leadership. Billy seems like he lets the inmates run the asylum. I ain't watched because my spirit told me I would be pissed off as soon as I saw Pat was in that boot. I'm just here for the vibes and the low key the hostility. That's second worst field goal attempts in a game this year by the Bulls. 274 previous game we had January 5th. That's crazy. Crazy. The Bulls always play down to the team that they are playing. This is why letting Pat Bev leave really hurt the Bulls. No, that's come on now. Every game I've gone to in recent years, the Bulls have gotten blown out. Can't say I'm confident in our chances on Sunday against Sacramento. Could be. Stop going to games then, Kyle. If every game you go to the Bulls, you are a selfish motherfucker. The fact that you just said the Bulls get blown out in every game you go to, you still go to games? That's self. No, I'm just playing. Hey, listen, it's the joys of being a Bulls fan, bro. Joys of being a Bulls fan, man. We is a big market team with small market players. Nah, I wouldn't say that. We just don't get it together. Haize, who you taking to coach the Bulls? Vinny Del Negro, Scotty Skiles, or Billy? Probably Scott Skiles, because Scott Skiles is no nonsense. But Vinny Del Negro wasn't. I mean, people talk like Vinny Del Negro was absolutely horrible as a coach. He took a team that had bones and kept them. He had an above 500 record. Like, it is what it is, man. Well, this sucks. How do you blow a 20-point lead to the Raptors? The Bulls are allergic to 500 against the Timberwolves and Kings. It'll be harder to get to 500. We need to take advantage of this game. You want to take advantage of every game. So Melvin says, I'm so pissed now, bro. I can't even finish my sentences. I'm tired of giving this team chances. But you're not going nowhere, bro. That's the thing. You're not going nowhere. Yeah, Scooby-Doo changed his profile pic. Hey, I think we got off to the wrong foot. As Rat fans, I want to tank to keep our pick. I'm a Bears fan, though. A trader, keep Fields. Listen, I think if you with the changes to the offensive coaching staff, you go out and get a defensive line, you get another really good wide receiver. I want to see what Justin Fields looks like in that scenario, but the Bears may not pass up on it. By the way, we also have Chicago Bears Central. Go over there and subscribe, by the way. There you go. Average Chicago Bulls game that I've been to, they've won. I've only been to one Chicago Bulls game in my life. That's funny. George Haize, I want to see Drummond play at least 20 minutes a game and Vucevic around 28 minutes. You think I got control over that? I'm gonna get on the phone with Billy right now. Hold on. Where's my phone at? Hey, Billy. Yeah, I got George. Here in the chat. Yeah, you listening? Billy, stop popping that gum. Billy, are you Billy? Put the gum down. Listen, the gum's clogging your ears. Listen, just chill. Listen, Billy, put the gum down. All right, are you listening? You good? You listen? Okay, bet. I got George in the chat. He said that he wants to see you play Drummond about 20 minutes, Nikola Vucevic about 28 minutes a game. Can you make that happen? No, why can't you make it happen? You said because you want to see how many guards you can play at the power forward, but we're talking about the center position, though, Billy. We're not talking about even if you want to play guards at the power forward position. We're talking about the center position right now. What? You said that Andre Drummond's baby mama told you not to play him over 20 minutes. Why not? Oh, so if he plays over 20 minutes a game, she gets a bigger portion of his check. Okay. Okay. So it's the baby mama that's keeping you from playing him over 20 minutes. All right, I got you. I got you. Hey, Billy, by the way, before you get off the phone, I gotta ask you a serious fucking question, Billy. Gotta ask you, do you plan on coaching this year? Like, is that part of the plan? Is it like to make an adjustment in the second half? Like so when you come out of the first half, right? Those teams have seen what you did in the first half, so they're gonna change it because now they expect you to do it again in the second half. You can't do that. Why can't you do that? You draw up every play before you get into the game. All right, Billy, get off my phone, bro. Get off my phone, bro. Peace, man. So, hey, Billy Donovan said no. I tried. He said he couldn't do it. I tried to really get and make that happen for Billy Donovan. I tried, George. I got your back, bro. But he said no. So, there you go, man. There you go. I'm just going to tell myself we have a depleted team, which is why we lost. I mean, hey, tell yourself whatever you need to tell yourself. If you gaslighting yourself, nobody can hold that against you. That's completely up to you, brother. Completely up to you. Um, Scooby Doo, Raptors worse than Bulls. I want to take to keep our 2024 pick, and if we keep our pick this year, I want to tank next year because it converts. If we keep it, it's top 6 protected again. Damn, the Raptors got really weird protections on that. John Michael says, good insight, Haize. Keep up the great work. I've always been in your live chats, but trying to be more vocal lately. Appreciate you for all your hard work you do with the channel, brother. Thank you, John Michael. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, don't hesitate. Don't be a stranger. Go ahead and call into the mailbag, bro. Have some fun with it. Haize, I'm telling you, these letdowns will reduce with a vocal leader like Pat Bev. I'm not saying he's the answer, but would help. Listen, maybe. I don't think it would have helped that much. We still got our ass kicked in a lot of games. So, but I will say this. A vocal leader does help. Now, Coby has become more vocal, but there is something to be said about having a vet vocal leader for sure. Haize putting in the late night call. Somebody got to do it. Might as well be me. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to end the live stream, man. This is crazy, man. I'm tired right now of this Bulls team, and it is what it is. We're not going nowhere. You're watching the Bulls against DeRozan and stat padding his ninth belt. No, that's not. That's idiotic. DeMar DeRozan was not stat padding in this game. Nobody else was trying to make shots. So that's just wrong. But all right, guys, love you guys, man. Make sure you guys stay locked in with us. You can follow us at Shy Bears Central. Shy Bears Central, we're just saying Bears. You can follow us at Bull Central Pod. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Hit the like. You also can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, thanks to you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all.